Welcome to Quality Branding Hub. The channel is for the quality control engineer, site engineer, and the civil engineer who are working in the construction field. In this channel, we are dealing with anything and everything which is required to get success in the construction. Today also, I'm going to discuss about a very important topics, that is the uPVC door window and the aluminium door window. Now in the construction, these two material are widely used for doors and windows, but what is the basic difference in between uPVC and the aluminum? What is the area of use, what is the durability concern, and what is the other properties, fire resistance properties, heat resistance properties, that we will discuss today, each and every item in details. So stay tuned until the end to get the full information. And if you are new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. So without wasting time, let's jump into the subject, that is uPVC and aluminium comparison in between these two. These two material are widely used either in the door or in the window or in the glazing areas. So what is the basic difference and what is the two different area is be used? So what is the material composition? First we need to know about uPVC. uPVC is made from unplasticized polyvinyl chloride, a rigid plastic. So in one term, it's a plastic. So it is a polyvinyl chloride. But what is aluminium? The made from extruded aluminum, a lightweight metal. So it's a metal, that is aluminium metal. And on the other hand, uPVC is the unplasticized polyvinyl chloride, a rigid plastic. What is the durability of that? Durability is uPVC is highly durable, resistant to rust or rot and corrosion. Aluminium, on the other hand, very durable, resistance to corrosion when anodized or powder coated. So, if we are using aluminium directly on the wall, that's a window or door, it will not be durable. We need to do the either in galvanized one or the anodized or the powder coated. So that is why it is required more cost, because you need to do the powder coating, anodization and everything. Then it become the durable. Then what is the thermal insulation? You need to maintain a temperature. That is why the thermal insulation or the heat insulation property is very much important, so that in the winter the heat will not lose from the inside, and from the hot or warm weather, the heat should not come from the outside. So the thermal insulation property is very much important. So uPVC has the excellent thermal insulation property regarding heat transfer. So if you are using uPVC as the primary material for the doors and windows, what will happen? The heat during the hot summer, the heat will not coming to the inside, it will be very less, so it will feel not that much of warmer, so that they will inhabited inside the building feel comfortable. On the other hand, aluminium moderate thermal insulation requires thermal breaks to for better performance. So for the thermal insulation, again it needs a thermal breaks, so again it's a cost involved. On the other hand, uPVC has the greater thermal insulation properties. Another properties for the modern civilization, that is the sound insulation properties, because every inhabitant or every person needs their privacy. One of the most common things that the sound should not pass from the surrounding flats or the surrounding neighbors. The sound will not come, so that it can make the comfort level, also make the privacy. In the sound insulation category also, uPVC is the superior sound insulation due to multi-chamber profiles. But on the other hand, the aluminium is moderate sound insulation performance, depends on frame design and glazing. So again, in the sound insulation property also, uPVC is more superior. Then aesthetic appeal, because it's available in variety of finishes but often has a bulkier look. So aesthetic appeal also, it has the wide range of variety in the uPVC. It's sleek and modern design, offering a minimalistic appearance. So if you need different types of design, then aluminium has the edge over the uPVC. And the maintenance, uPVC has the low maintenance cost, requires only occasional cleaning. Periodic cleaning and coating may be required, because we are doing the powder coating or in the anodization. That is why if the powder coating gets damaged, again we need to do the powder coating. So there's the maintenance cost is involved, and the cost generally less expensive than aluminium windows and aluminum windows is a typically more expensive than the uPVC. But again, these two material has their own advantage and own disadvantage, and according to the requirement of the projects, it can be used simultaneously. So now environmental impact, that is very much important, because whatever the material we are using, that should be environment friendly. For the modern day construction, it is the basic and the primary requirement that it should come from the sustainable sources, because we have only one mother earth, and we need to protect, we need to take care of our mother earth, so that this environment should not be damaged. So according to the environmental impact criteria, it is non biodegradable uPVC, but it can be recyclable. 100% it can be recyclable. Lower carbon footprint during production, because the heat required is less compared to aluminium production. So it become the environment friendly only on that criteria, that the heat during the production is very less and it's a 100% recyclable. On the other hand, aluminium is recyclable and has a long lifespans, so making it environment friendly, but it requires more heat to produce the aluminium in the factory. In that criteria, again, it has the negative impact on the environment, but it has a longer lifespan and it has the environmental friendly product. So both has their environmental product criteria. Only the occasional things is to be taken care, the recyclable and the long span, and also the heat production, that is also is a criteria. Then weather resistance, it is a very much important criteria, that weather resistance, because when we are making our home, it should be watertight or water sealed. So whenever uPVC is this excellent resistance to weather, UV rays and the moisture, so it can sustain in the weather, extreme weather, UV rays and the moisture. And on the other hand, aluminium, good weather resistance, may degrade faster in extremely salty and coastal environment. So in these two areas, this aluminium can be deteriorated. But we need to make a coating so that the salty environment cannot harm the aluminiums. Then strength and security, then strong enough for residential application, but not as strong as aluminium. Here is a catch for the aluminium. Aluminium strength has more, that is why it is accepted everywhere. But in the case of uPVC, it's not that much of strong enough compared to aluminium. That is, it is cannot be used everywhere. When the load bearing capacity is high, load carrying capacity is more, that time we need to go for the aluminium. But then if the load carrying capacity is less, then we can go for the uPVC windows. So aluminium windows are the superior strength, suitable for both residential and commercial projects. Why? In the commercial projects, their structural glazing is there, and that time the load is coming more. From that point of view, uPVC cannot be used because it has the lower load bearing capacity. On that case, it can be used for the aluminium one. Customization option, because everyone needs their own customization doors and windows frame. So in that case, uPVC is then limited to specific colors and finishes. But in the customization for the aluminium, had a wide variety of color, finishes and textures available. And now weight is also a criteria, because it gives the ultimately load to the structure or the building. If it is a higher load, it will give more load to the structure. In comparing to the load, this is uPVC is lightweight, but not as light as aluminium. Aluminium is extremely lightweight, making it ideal for larger openings. So aluminium has the lower weight compared to uPVC, so it will generate less weight to the structure. So if the weight is less in the structure, our design will be economical. But if the load is more, our design will not be the economical. From that point of view also, you need to think whenever you are doing your project preparation, project cost, project quality and everything, that if we are using go for the uPVC window, it will increase the load, and if it increase the load, the foundation depth, the concrete capacity, concrete quantity, the steel quantity will be more. Then installation complexity, it is easier to complex to lighter and simpler design. But on the other hand, aluminium is slightly more complex due to frame precision and strength. What is the fire resistance capacity? So for the fire resistance capacity, uPVC is poor fire resistance, can wrap at high temperature because it's unplasticized polyvinyl chloride, that is plastic. It can damage into the heat. But on the other hand, aluminium better fire resistance. So if you are considering for the fire resistance capacity also, you should go for the aluminium because uPVC has prone to wrap in the heat. An application commonly used in the residential building, but in the commercial and the industrial projects it cannot be used because it's a aluminium one, because it's the load bearing capacity and the lightweight capacity. So according to the requirement of your projects, according to requirement of your quality, budget and everything, you need to choose what kind of material you need to use for your doors and windows and the structural glazing, because uPVC and aluminium has their own advantage and the disadvantage. Both has their own limitations and both has their own advantages. And according to your project requirement and according to your quality and budget, you need to choose which material you need to choose for your projects. And these are all about the comparison in between aluminium and the uPVC windows. And I hope you find it useful. And if you find it useful, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. And I'm waiting for your valuable comment, so that from your valuable comment everybody will be benefited. And if you want to know anything more about quality control and construction, please let me know. I will come with more content like this. And thank you once again for watching.